Hi, my name is Kehaunani Bracken, and I am a 7-year ovarian cancer survivor. It is my honor to be asked to speak here today about my cancer story. I would like to thank Roxanne Klaus for inviting me to speak today, and a big round of applause for all of the volunteers who put together this wonderful event. My story began 7 years ago in the summer when I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I was very ashamed to have received a cancer diagnosis, and I went through the diagnosis and the treatment of cancer all by myself. I didn't tell anybody. I was very, very ashamed to have cancer. I didn't know why this happened to me. I wanted to know what I did wrong. It was a very dark place. After I had been told that I was cancer-free, I did start telling people. In the summer, I was invited to go to Relay for Life by a very dear friend. At that event, my friend invited me to go to the survivor tent and register as a cancer survivor. Putting on that purple shirt was very scary for me, and it was basically like I had to come clean on having cancer. And at that event, many of my friends and family found out that I was a cancer survivor right then and there. And it was a very difficult time for them to understand why I would keep such an important thing from them. But I was very ashamed. I didn't think that this was a good thing. I thought it was something to be embarrassed and ashamed about. That night, as I was walking with all of these hundreds of others cancer survivors, I started to think, wow, well, if they're not ashamed and embarrassed, then why am I? And I started to shrug off that. And as I kept walking, I started to see people having fun, and there were hugs and joy and laughter and family members holding hands, and I started to realize that having cancer is nothing to be ashamed about. That night, I started to get the purple fever. What turned out to be what I thought would be maybe a 1-hour walk the track turned out to be 7 or 8 hours, where I was just excited to be there and excited to have people to talk to about being a cancer survivor and understand my journey through this. Later on that winter, my friend Mike invited me to coffee, and we talked about taking the next step. He had just agreed to be the committee chair for the Relay for Life of Sumner Bonnie Lake and had invited me to be his co-chair. I immediately agreed. I had the purple fever, it was beginning to rise, and I wanted to get involved. So, we started going, we went to Reno, and we saw all people very dressed up in really crazy outfits who were there to talk about cancer, to fight cancer, to raise money for research for cancer, and they were so passionate about it and so excited. Nobody was ashamed. And I started shrugging off more of that shame that I had, that I was a cancer survivor. So after several years of successful relays, and that I no longer am ashamed of having cancer, my father was diagnosed with stage 4 salivary gland cancer. It was a very long and rough road for us over the next 2.5 years as we battled cancer that was traveling throughout his body. And he was such a trooper and so kind, and everybody at Swedish Cancer Institute was very kind to us, and the ACS gave us lots of great information, and a lovely young lady knitted a hat for my dad and I, and this is it today. And I just started to feel very grateful and thankful to the ACS and to everybody who had raised money in the fight against cancer. Sadly to say, my dad lost his battle with cancer in January 2011. He was such a trooper. He fought really hard. But this disease just was too overwhelming for his body. After coming through a year of debilitating grief, I recently remembered that down deep, I have the relay fever. And I decided that my mission is to fight cancer. I want to invite others so that they can learn about ACS and to fight cancer, to help cure cancer, and to get more people involved with Relay so that we can raise more money and we can fund more research and we can cure more cancer. I am also here to ask for people to sign up for the cancer prevention study. This year registration will be at the Sumner Bonnie Lake Relay for Life on July 27th from 5 to 9. The cancer prevention study number 3 is about genetics. You have to be 30 to 65 to sign up for the cancer prevention study, and you can only sign up for it at the Sumner Bonnie Relay for Life on July 27th. I encourage you to invite others to sign up. It's a very important thing the American Cancer Society is doing, is trying to track through our habits and our lifestyles, how we're getting cancer, so they can help tell people how to find more ways to cure cancer. Which it is working. The CDC says that almost 12 million Americans are surviving and living with cancer. We are finding cures that kill cancer. We're detecting it earlier, and we have more effective treatments, and there are more survivors having birthdays because we are relaying. Dr. Gordy Klatt recently said, "Relayers raise money. Money funds research. Researchers find cures that kill cancer. So relayers kill cancer. Watch out, cancer. Relay for Life of the world has just passed the $4.5 billion raised mark." Woo woo! Now I would like you to raise your hand and pledge with me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear to continuously and diligently work to find a cure for cancer. I pledge to celebrate with all of those who have fought the fight and survived. I pledge to remember the loved ones who cancer has taken from us. I pledge to fight back against this disease that has affected so many. I pledge to ask all of my friends and family to join me at Relay, and then ask again, and then one more time. I pledge to keep walking even after my shoes are full of water. I pledge to wear things I wouldn't normally wear in public, and to unashamedly participate in crazy games at 3 a.m. I pledge all of this in the fight against cancer, and hereby and forevermore be proud to have the purple fever. Thank you very much. Ooh. Thank you very much for your time today. Now let's get ready to relay.